From the beginning of our story as a species, one truth has shaped our destiny. Human beings are toolmakers, unlike other animals, who adapt themselves to the environment. Humans adapt the environment to themselves. The first spark of that transformation began not with fire, not with language, not with civilization, but with a stone, lifted in a hand, shaped with intent and used to cut. A tool is more than an object. It is an extension of the body, of the mind, of imagination itself. The sharp edge becomes sharper teeth. His spear becomes a longer arm. A wheel becomes a stronger back. With every tool, humans became less bound by their natural limitations and more defined by their creativity. And so begins the story of the origin of tools and technology, the story of how chipped stones evolved into satellites, how bone needles became genetic engineering, how the first hammer blow set in motion the rhythm of our civilization. Our story begins more than 2.5 million years ago, in the early days of the genus Homo. On the savannas of East Africa, survival was a daily struggle. Early humans were not the fastest hunters, nor the strongest predators. They lacked the claws of the lion, the teeth of the hyena, the wings of the eagle. But they had something else, the spark of ingenuity. At some point, an ancestor of ours picked up a stone and struck it against another. Flakes shattered off, leaving behind a sharp edge. With that edge, meat could be cut from carcasses. Skins could be scraped. Plants could be shaped into digging sticks. This moment is marked in archaeology as the old iron tool tradition. Simple cores and flakes screwed and polished, yet revolutionary. These tools gave early humans access to marrow, fat, and protein that no scavenger alone could provide. With that food came energy. With energy came growth. And with growth came a larger brain. The old iron tools were not just survival aids. They were symbols of foresight. To strike a stone with purpose is to imagine a future use. To carry a tool from one place to another is to plan for tomorrow. With stone in hand, humanity stepped onto the path of technology. Hundreds of thousands of years passed. Evolution sharpened not just stones, but minds. Around 1.7 million years ago, a new innovation emerged, the Acheulean hand axe. These tools were more than simple flakes. They were crafted with symmetry, with shape, with balance. To create a hand axe required patience, skill, and an eye for design. Some were so perfectly shaped that archaeologists call them the first works of art. The hand axe was the Swiss army knife of its age. It could chop wood, butcher animals, dig roots, or serve as a weapon. It was durable, efficient, and widely shared. Acheulean tools appear across Africa, Europe, and Asia, evidence of a shared human culture stretching across continents. What changed here was not only the tool, but the mind behind it. The ability to see the potential shape hidden inside a rock. The ability to replicate that design over and over. This was not instinct, it was teaching, learning, transmitting knowledge. Technology had become culture. 1 million years ago. Humanity's tools met another force, fire. Fire was not invented, but discovered. Lightning strikes. Volcanic eruptions, burning branches, but eventually. Humans learned to control it, and when tools and fire met, the world was never the same. Fire cooked food, unlocking nutrients that fueled bigger brains. Fire hardened wooden spears, giving hunters stronger weapons. Fire lit the night, warding off predators, expanding the human day beyond the setting sun. The combination of tools and fire enabled clothing from animal skins, stitched together with bone needles. Fishing hooks pulled sustenance from rivers. Spears launched from atlatls carried death farther than the human arm. Technology and survival were now inseparable. Humanity spread from Africa into Eurasia, carrying stone, wood, and fire with them. Every step forward was marked by a tool. Tens of thousands of years later, another transformation began: agriculture. For millions of years, humans had lived as nomadic hunter-gatherers. But with the end of the last ice age, round 12,000 years ago, people in the Fertile Crescent began to cultivate plants and domesticate animals. This was not possible without tools. Grinding stones for flour, stone sickles for harvesting grain, mortars and pestles to process food, digging sticks and later plows to till the soil. Agriculture changed more than food. It changed society. Permanent settlements replaced wandering camps. Villages became towns. Towns became cities. With agriculture came storage, trade, property, and hierarchy. Technology was no longer just survival, it was civilization. Round 3300 BC, humanity entered the Bronze Age. For the first time, tools were no longer limited to stone, wood, and bone. By smelting copper and tin, people created bronze harder, sharper, more durable. Bronze axes cleared forests. Bronze plows tilled deeper fields. Bronze swords and shields armed warriors. With bronze came empires: Sumer, Egypt, the Indus Valley, Shang China. Then, round 1200 BC, iron emerged. Stronger and more abundant than bronze, iron democratized tools and weapons. Empires rose and fell by their mastery of metallurgy. The Hittites, Assyrians, Greeks, Persians all wielded iron in their expansion. Technology was no longer just a tool of survival. It was a weapon of power. Civilizations rose on its shoulders. Civilizations fell beneath its weight. Technology is not only about materials, it is also about ideas. In the ancient world, great minds invented machines that expanded human possibility. In Greece, Archimedes designed levers, pulleys, and war machines. The water screw carried irrigation to fields. In Rome, aqueducts brought clean water to millions, while concrete raised monuments that still stand today. In China, crossbows revolutionized warfare, while compasses guided sailors across uncharted seas. Paper and ink gave rise to bureaucracy, art, and philosophy. The ancient world was not primitive, it was ingenious. From the Antikythera mechanism, an ancient analog computer, to vast irrigation systems, the seeds of modern science were already planted. After the fall of Rome, technology did not vanish. In the Islamic Golden Age, scholars preserved ancient knowledge and expanded it. Algebra, astronomy, engineering tools of the mind as powerful as any blade. In medieval Europe, windmills harnessed the power of air. Water wheels powered mills. Mechanical clocks measured time with precision. But the greatest invention of this era was the printing press. In the 15th century, Johannes Gutenberg created a machine that could reproduce words at scale. Knowledge, once locked away in monasteries, spread to millions. Science, exploration, and revolution followed in its wake. Technology was now not only about shaping matter, it was about shaping minds. The 18th century saw humanity's most dramatic leap yet, the Industrial Revolution. Steam engines powered factories, locomotives, and ships. Textile machines clothed the world. Coal and iron fueled industry. Cities swelled, economies transformed, daily life shifted forever. Tools became machines. Machines became systems. Technology was no longer handheld, it was world-shaping. The rhythm of the hammer and the wheel became the rhythm of society. Work was timed by clocks. Distance was conquered by railways. Nights were illuminated by gas, then electricity. The Industrial Revolution was not just about invention, it was about transformation. Humanity had entered a new age, where tools reshaped every corner of existence. In the 19th and 20th centuries, new tools emerged that were invisible, yet more powerful than steel or fire. Electricity lit the world. The telegraph and telephone shrank distance. Radios and televisions carried voices and images across continents. Then came the computer. At first massive machines filling rooms, then shrinking into desktops, then into pockets. Code became the new tool, software the new hammer, algorithms the new fire. With the internet, humanity created a global nervous system. Every thought, every word, every invention shared instantly. The digital tool is unlike any before. It is not just an extension of the body, but of the mind itself. It remembers, calculates, predicts, creates. It blurs the line between human and machine. And so we arrive at the present, standing on the edge of tomorrow. Today's tools are not only physical. Artificial intelligence learns, reasons, imagines. Biotechnology edits genes, reshapes life. Nanotechnology manipulates matter at the scale of atoms. Space technology carries our machines beyond Earth. For the first time, our tools are not only extensions of ourselves, they are creators in their own right. This raises a question. Do we control our tools, or do our tools control us? The same fire that cooked food could also burn forests. The same atom that powers cities could also destroy them. The same algorithm that connects us could also divide us. The origin of tools is also the origin of responsibility. From the first chipped stone to the first quantum computer, from the hand axe to the rocket, from the fire-hardened spear to the self-learning algorithm, the story of tools is the story of us. Each tool is more than an invention. It is a mirror. It reflects our needs, our fears, our dreams. It carries the mark of our intelligence and the weight of our choices. Technology is not destiny. It is a question. It asks us, what kind of future will you build? And so, as we close this chapter of Origin Quest, we see that the origin of tools is not finished. Every invention today will become the archaeology of tomorrow. Every device we hold will one day be a relic. The story continues not in the stones of the past, but in the minds of the present and the dreams of the future. Because to be human, above all else, is to be a maker of tools.